Okay, guys, this young lady, Norma Lee Nelson, born in 1947 in Louisiana. The poor girl never had a chance. She became a ward of the state by the time she was 10. And she said actually her best part of her life was between 10 and 15 when she was in Dallas in the ward of the state. But she became a ward of the state because basically homeless and ripped off a gas station. But Norma was better known when she changed her name. And I think that was more, it was something where somebody made her do that, or it was a political thing. But she became Jane Roe, okay? And we all know in 1973, Roe v. Wade, right? But what I want to talk about at first is about herself. She had a real tragic childhood. She got married the first time at 16. Her first daughter was adopted by her mother. Her second two daughters, she adopted out with two different men. Had a real tough life until she met Corey, her lesbian lover, and they lived together in Texas for about 30 years together. But Jane was a pawn in this whole thing, this whole Roe v. Wade thing. And I just wanted to put that out there first because I think she got kind of a raw deal. She did flip-flop, go back and forth quite a bit. And on her deathbed, she said that she didn't believe in abortion because she's happy that she had her kids, even though it's her choice. But I think the big thing here, what we're discussing today, is what the Supreme Court, what actually really happened and what it really means. Because I think a lot of people are very confused about what it means and what it really is going to be. What do you think, Troy?
I'm not sure how confusing it is. Dividing and divisive, absolutely. And one more thing to help separate, people in general, human beings. I'm shocked. I honestly cannot believe the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. I just think it's the most ridiculous thing I've seen probably in my lifetime that the Supreme Court has voted on. It just, to take away the rights of women of their own bodies, it's beyond me.
It doesn't do that.
Well, it does.
Hold on.
It does.
By taking it from the Supreme Court does not do that. Not at all.
Well,
it's a constitutional argument. It has nothing to do with what people are talking about on TV right now. It's a constitutional argument. It should be, listen, I totally agree with you guys. It should be, it's your body, your mind, your heart, your decision, whatever it's going to be. It's up to you. The only thing I would say is there should be some kind of a stopper there somewhere that says after so many weeks.
There is.
It's not in all states. It's 15 weeks, right?
Well, Roe v. Wade, the very original one.
There is a stopping point. And that one has nothing to do with the other. Let me just break it down for you.
Break it down, Brandi.
Break it down, Brandi. We're going to wrap to this?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not just a form of birth control for some women. It is a form of safety. It's a matter of life and death. If you have an ectopic pregnancy or you have a miscarriage and you have to have a D&C in order to not fucking bleed out, in these states where they're no longer allowing that, you're going to just die. You just die. That's it. Fuck it.
And if you don't, you could be held criminally responsible.
And if you don't, there's a case. This woman was raped, got pregnant, couldn't get an abortion, tried to commit suicide, didn't die. Baby died 2 days later. She was sent to prison.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, that's fucked up.
This is what's going to occur.
Yeah.
What they're doing is they're not taking our capability of having abortions away. They're basically taking away our capability of having a safe abortion. There are so many circumstances, molestation, rape, just feeling forced, being, I got so much backlash, but only from men who will never be in this situation. They're easily ready to fuck you and tell me what great tits I have, but now telling me stop throwing my pussy all around, and then
right.
that's
yeah.
I'm sorry,
Everything
what?
changes. Yeah, again, divisive.
Change your
ridiculous.
tone real quick, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You ain't getting none of it.
I mean, again, when it first Roe v. Wade, the original one, it became a fundamental right for women to choose, and they base it on the trimesters, right? In the 92, it came up again. It was challenged in 92, and they said, okay, let's break that down a bit. Maybe it's not a fundamental right, but it's still a right. And they changed the trimesters to viability of the fetus, I believe it was. So it's been getting hit and hit and hit ever since it was originally decided. And then how it even came up. I mean, why in the hell does it even come up again? Why is it even for a vote?
I'll tell you why it came up. It's
Why?
because we're talking about two different things here. And I
Church
totally,
and state,
I totally agree
which
with
are
what,
two different things.
with what Brandi was saying. No, the Roe v. Wade is a constitutional law, okay? It doesn't give you the right to have an abortion or not have an abortion, okay? That is not what the law says. The law states, is it not a criminality to kill another human being? That's what the argument is there, and they want to bring that back to the state level. Now, every state gets to argue that, and I would argue that I personally hate the federal government in every fucking part of my life, okay? 100%. State, I can deal with, right? At the state level, you have the right to vote, and your vote counts a lot more on a state level than it does on a federal level. I think we all can agree to that. I think that you should be allowed to do whatever the hell you want to do. And
It's healthcare.
The only thing,
It's basic healthcare.
Yeah,
If I
it is basic
can't
healthcare.
claim an unborn baby on my fucking taxes, then it's not a fucking person yet, right?
It's basic healthcare. I agree with that.
You know, everything stops at birth. You know, once I conceive, any help that I may get from the government for these people that are advocating we have these babies no matter what, all assistance for women stops. If a man says, it ain't mine, cool.
Yeah.
All of the responsibility is on my back now. I'm fucked 1,000,000%.
Yeah, and there's,
Any life that I wanted to succeed in, I will struggle in poverty for the rest of my life because now I have these children to take care of.
Yeah, and when that started, Hammer, you were starting to talk about the very original case there. It was a couple of female attorneys were looking to pursue this. They were trying to find a way for women to have these rights. And they had a gal that they were going to represent who wasn't even pregnant. So it went nowhere. So they decided to find somebody who was pregnant. And that was actually, I thought
Linda
her last name was-
Coffey and Sarah Wellington were the two
Yeah.
attorneys.
And I thought
Coffey
it
and
was-
Wellington.
I thought it was McCorvey, though was Norma's last name.
No,
McCorvey?
Linda Coffey and Sarah Wellington.
No, I meant Roe.
Her original name?
Norma McCarley or McCallie?
Norman Lee Nelson was her given name.
Given name, okay. Regardless, she was on her third child by the time she was 21, as you mentioned, and
Right.
and that now they picked her up. And one of the things that one of those attorneys said to her was, "Hey, don't worry about it. It's just a piece of flesh, and you missed your period." And that started. She was very skeptical about even going through with the case to begin with. But then
She
look
didn't
what
want to,
it opened
but she was on poverty roll,
No, I
and
know.
they gave her some money.
Exactly.
And
Yeah. They did give her money to do
that
that.
farmed the whole thing.
But what a great, and it turned out to be something fantastic, in my opinion anyway, that they had these, now it's a fundamental right for women to choose to have that baby or not. And again, we don't like to be overly political on this show, but it's the religious right and shit. It's like, how could you possibly kill a child? Even if it's a week later, you're pregnant, a month later, how could you possibly kill a child? It's God's, vision to have it. Fuck that. I'm sorry, but I can't follow that shit. See that's choice. Choice.
And I'm 100% for the choice part of it and everything in life, including the pregnancy. I think there's a lot of choices to be made. I'm one of those guys that could have been made before that, right? So now you're stuck with this. Since you've made bad decisions, now you're stuck with this decision, and it's still your decision. We all make good and bad decisions. And I think it's not the federal government's right or position to come in here and tell me what the fuck I can and can't do.
Therefore, why shouldn't they leave it as the woman has that right then?
We've gone back 50 years. I have less
Minimum.
rights now than my mother.
Minimum 50 years.
Guys, they did
1850s.
not. All they did, once again, the law it's a constitutional-based law. It has nothing to do with them saying. Do you guys know that every state right now, you can go to certain states and it's the 15-week deal where
Right.
after 15 weeks you can't have an abortion, right?
Right.
Some states are 22 weeks. Okay, some states it can be the last minute. All right,
A woman recently had a late-term miscarriage.
right.
Insurance sent her home and said, wait until you start to feel septic and then come back and we'll consider giving you the abortion. Go home and wait until you are near death and see if when you come back, we'll go ahead and save your life.
That's a different topic, I think, because
No,
Brandi,
it's not.
because all
It's-
insurance
it's
no, it
not
is
different,
It is
Hammer.
because all insurance companies
State
are
to state,
evil.
it doesn't matter.
No, insurance company has nothing to do with the state.
You're not
or federal
allowed to,
government.
in certain states, if you have an abortion, you will go to jail. It doesn't matter at what term, how far along you are, it doesn't matter.
There is
Now
no
they
state-
are voting, and
there is no
California
state-
will always.
There is no state in America that says you
Then
will go
why
to...
are women going to jail for?
There is no state in America that doesn't allow abortion right now. None. Okay? Let's make that perfectly clear.
I'd have to.
I have to
double-check that.
Well, I can tell you right now,
Arizona is not doing
I
that.
researched this shit out, and
Well,
I'll
let's talk about
guarantee
these
you.
trigger laws, right? There was about 13 or 16 states that had trigger laws. As soon as the Supreme Court decided that, you could no longer get an abortion in that state, I thought.
Oh, no. The trigger law ones, okay, good point. The trigger law ones, what they were talking about is they were happy that this whole thing came out
It's back
early.
to them.
And it came out early because they knew what the judges were going to do, so that everybody got together, and the trigger states, they went, okay, let's get this thing so we can still have abortions, okay? So they changed the laws, they call them trigger laws,
Right.
so they can still have abortions in their certain realm of 15 weeks or whatever it is. And the main thing here was, is it constitutional or is it unconstitutional to tell you, Brandi, when and if you can have an abortion? It's not constitutional.
No, I'm a
right?
human being.
Right, you're a
I'm
human
a human being.
So the Supreme Court's
No.
saying, we don't want to be a part of that.
They're
'cause
taking
we think it's
control over me.
We think it's your choice,
Right?
not our choice.
Should we tell you that what did I read this morning? Something about, Bette Midler said that if I can't have an abortion, then you guys can't have Viagra anymore.
Good for you.
Right?
What?
Yeah, if I have to have a baby, then you get to keep your limp dick.
Hey,
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
But
And
like,
did anybody
if
ever
I'm
hear of a
taking away
condom?
That would
what
change
if I'm
that
taking away
vote.
your autonomy? When you turn 18, they tell you that you have to have a vasectomy.
I don't know why we're going so far that deep. I mean,
I mean,
think
it is that deep. Are you,
Well, it's
It
definitely
is.
that deep, Hammer.
do you know what I mean?
think it is too.
Let
No,
me
it
say,
isn't.
listen,
We all make choices.
I
You don't
have
have
two
to-
beautiful
no-
children. I chose to have them, but that was my
Nobody
fucking
has to
choice, and
have-
it should be my choice.
listen, it's always your choice.
No, it's
Listen,
not.
You have a choice to have sex. You have a choice to have sex with a condom.
Really?
You have choice to have sex with yourself.
I was roofied a couple of years ago. I
Yeah,
don't know what
well-
the fuck happened to me.
Well, that's a fucking crime. That's something different.
It doesn't matter. I
That's a
still have to
crime.
have the baby. If I get pregnant from that situation, I
That's
still
not
have
true.
to have it.
She can't
I
have an
still
abortion.
have to have that
That's
baby.
not
I
true.
couldn't-
You
Yeah,
tell me- you
rape
tell me-
it doesn't matter.
You
It
tell me
doesn't
one
matter.
state.
There is less fucking.
Tell me one state.
There.
One state that a proven rape, and you have to keep that
Texas.
child. One state.
Texas, I believe.
No.
Yes. There.
Nope.
I'll pull 10
There
fucking
are
stories.
I swear to God, there's going to be a bunch of lawsuits. There's going to be a bunch of people being accused of that. A bunch of women, I should say, who are going to be arrested, and it's going to blow the
take
hell
Planned
up.
You
Parenthood
guys,
away.
it is not.
You're seeing this different than we are, obviously.
You have,
Completely.
You have places like Planned Parenthood, right? Because you have young girls who are scared, either
Trouble.
being molested,
Yep.
dealing with things that they're not allowed to
Right.
talk about.
Right.
And then they have this sanctuary, this place that they can go get birth control without their parents finding out, things like that, right?
Sure.
What you're going to do now is take that away. And now
Why is that going away?
it's the same thing as the fucking, they're anti Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood does abortions. They're trying to eliminate that
You guys,
from all
you-
of these.
You guys are
red
freaking
states.
out about something that hasn't even happened yet. You've
It
got,
did happen.
Well, let me
It's
finish. Let me
a
finish.
spiral of events that's going to happen any fucking
agree.
second now.
No, not at all. It's going to go absolutely
Okay.
the opposite direction,
Bet.
guys. It's
Do you
going
think
to
it's
be
going to
good.
be more liberal, more available, more better for women? The way this vote is going to be
I
better for
absolutely
women.
think it is going to be.
Wow, that is interesting.
What if you're living in poverty and you can't, jump the state to go get your abortion?
What state has
Well, he's
changed
still saying
yet?
there's no state that you can.
No state has
it's not
changed
illegal.
any law yet on that.
Okay.
At all, right
it's
now.
happening any fucking second.
There already are
Yeah,
women going to other
Texas,
states to have their
Arizona.
abortions.
Arizona, you can still have an abortion. Absolutely.
We have to look that up.
We are going to have to look
You guys
that
should
up
have done your
because
homework.
that is not what.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, there's only one state right now, and neither one of you guys are going to come up with it, that actually has it to a vote right now to where they're going to abolish abortion.
None of us
It's got to
are
be
gonna-
out Bible Belt, Alabama, Tennessee, something like that.
Exactly, the
you
Bible
go.
Belt.
Yeah.
And you know what the vote came out? 1-7.
One meaning,
One voted to have it abolished. The 7
gotcha.
said, "Nah, can't do that."
yeah.
You got to have Planned Parenthood. Okay, as much as a lot of people don't like Planned Parenthood and don't want that stuff, these young people, they need help sometimes. They run into situations that they weren't prepared for. So we have to take care of that, and that has to happen. This is not going to get
birth
rid of that
control,
stuff.
reproductive health should always be readily available.
I agree, 100%.
But it's not.
I'm just saying, in my opinion, it's going to be better for women, I think, down the road. Right now,
I'm
it's everybody's...
so confused as to how you think that that's going to be better for women.
Well, here, let me maybe follow up on what you're talking about, the
Okay.
trigger laws and stuff. This, I had to look this up since we're talking about it, but there's 22 states that may make it completely illegal, may not be yet. Alabama, Arizona, they have pre-roll bans.
What are you referencing this from? What article?
I'm online right now.
Yeah, but what article?
I don't know.
Because not one state said that
I
they were
didn't
gonna...
say completely ban. I said they're going,
No, that's just
they got a
that's
6-week
fear-mongering.
ban.
That's fear-mongering, dude. It's
These all
not
have
happening.
6-week bans on their 22 states right now that have 6-week ban on abortions until they figure out what the fuck's going to happen, how they're going to decide how their state is going to handle
Not
this.
one of those states, not one of them. I don't know where you got that. Not one of them has put that ban in order.
Well, the 6-week ban. I don't saying forever, but
Not even the 6-week ban. They put an injunction on that. Couldn't do it. They all had lawsuits. They all had injunction on it. None of the bans went through. Okay, that's what I'm saying. This stuff is, everybody's getting just too fucking wound up about this thing.
Why is it even a discussion?
Let the
right?
state...
It's what it's always been, church separating from state, but that's not what we're doing now, right? It's a
The only
religious...
thing that has happened now is the federal government says, whoa, this isn't a constitutional argument.
It should
I
be.
don't want to be involved with this. If you guys have a problem with it, deal with it at the state level.
Go talk to Jesus. I don't know. I'm serious.
Jesus,
like,
take the wheel. Well, it is. I mean, it's like there is. I mean, you agree there's a lot of religion involved in this, right? The pro and
Well,
con.
that's the
all
whole
it is.
thing.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Listen,
Let's just
in
go back
my
to
own-
medieval times and say we
it-
cut off our wife's head if she fucking,
Yeah,
pisses
and
you
it's
off.
like, hey, if we're gonna have
Fuck it.
10,000 extra kids that aren't, because there's no abortion, then hey, religious people, why don't you take them in, raise them, pay for them,
guys,
educate them.
just to make it clear, my own personal opinion, like I said earlier when we started this conversation, was, hey, we're all entitled to make our own decision, right? Whether it be good, bad, whatever. We make some good ones, we make some bad ones. I think it's on that individual. And Brandi, you're 100% right. This is backed by the churches, okay? The churches are the ones saying, oh, you can't get the abortion, all right?
It's immoral.
Yeah, that's right. So, well,
You're
it's
taking a life.
it's a point of conception, the whole bit. I mean, the argument about
Right.
all that.
When is a fetus viable? When is it a human being? Well,
That's not what they're
like
saying.
you said,
They're
when it
saying
comes
don't
out,
do
it's
it
a
at all.
human being.
Huh?
That's not what they're saying, though. They're saying they don't think you should do it at all. Don't have sex. That's what I keep getting. You don't want a baby? Don't have sex.
Huh.
Sometimes
those are
it's
just
not.
i- those are just
Sometimes
idiots.
it's not your fucking choice. These are the messages that I'm getting. If
I
you don't want a
believe you.
baby, don't have sex.
Or we go back to the newlywed game in the butt, Bob.
Yeah, well, sodomy's also illegal in quite a few states. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's illegal. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry.
You have the right to, say whatever you want, except you can't say fire in a fucking cinema and something like that. You have the right to go out there and say, fuck you. You know what? This is my body. I'll do what the fuck I want to do it. Just like Kevorkian. I think Kevorkian was right, man. People,
I do too.
People are fucking suffering. If
I was
you
all
want
for
to, if you want to
Kevorkian.
check out, you should have the right to fucking check out.
Yep.
Okay. Period. I don't give a fuck what the church
You're gonna
says.
go to jail if you had a baby in your belly.
Yeah. See, so my whole point.
Yeah.
My whole point is
Coat
the
hangers and
government
throwing
should be
yourself
the.
down the stairs is gonna be a big deal.
Let me finish. My whole point, which you guys wouldn't let me get across, was that I think the government should be completely the fuck out of this thing. Let Brandi make her fucking decision. I said it 3 or 4 times. You make your own decision, whether it's right or wrong, it's your fucking decision.
I did
That's
make
the way
a
it
choice.
should
I
be.
made a choice to have my children, but if there was some other circumstances, I may not have, and I should have that fucking right. That's what I'm saying.
That's what
I have a daughter.
And
you know
I
what
totally
I mean? Like,
agree
and
with you.
You're robbing her of God.
All I'm saying
you have
is-
no idea the mental health situations that are going to be
Guys, but you
derived
guys would
from
not
this.
let me finish saying, because you guys weren't listening, that we were on the same fucking page.
No, I know.
I know.
No, well, we're on the same page as far as choice. We're not on the same page of it being a fundamental right that the Supreme Court says
It's
is
taking away our
yours,
choice.
is your right.
See, that's where...
No, I know.
that-
We're saying the same thing, but looking at it very differently. We're
I'm
coming at
saying the
different
government
angles.
shouldn't be involved in this shit no matter what. The government shouldn't be involved with
Well, then
any
they
of our
shouldn't be
shit.
involved in free speech, but they are. Then they shouldn't
Right.
be involved in the right to bear arms, but they are.
Right.
They shouldn't,
None of that shit. And so when they're getting out of it, I'm fucking happy about it. Get the fuck out of it. Let the states, and then let the states get the fuck
What
out of
kind
it.
of
Let
chaos
the
is
individual
that?
fucking do their own thing. You know, once it gets to that point. I
It's
know
just
it's a
fucking pandemonium,
it's
you
a
know,
hard
and-
road, but that's what it is.
Interesting.
That's just the thought. I
chaos.
mean,
Well, it's Lord of the
less
Flies,
government,
fuck it.
guys. No matter what you say, for me, everything's less government.
No, I know you hate
There's
Gov.
too much fucking government, man.
I couldn't agree more.
I mean, they tax the shit out of us, and then you want to tell me if I can have a fucking kid or not, or if I can, I mean, it just makes no sense.
Fundamentally, we're talking about the same thing.
But I can't
Right.
claim that unborn baby on my taxes. But it's a person.
Boom, boom, baby.
Anyway, guys, tell us what you think about this. We're a different opinion. I think it's.
I think that you're a man,
I think it's
and you never
the woman's
will ever
right
be in
to-
that situation.
I think it's the woman's right to choose. And I think the federal government and the state governments should stay the fuck out of it. Period. So tell us what you think. We'll catch you next time.